Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Weekly Ark Podcast, here every Thursday, back today with number 427. My name's Coach MT, and I'm here live today with the core team, your host for tonight, as always, the captain on board the Ark, back from his travels, the one and only Mr. Alice. Hope you're doing well, sir.
Yes, sir. We are doing fantastic. Happy to be back here at the Ark HQ. We had a wonderful few days in always sunny, always very clean Switzerland. Very hospitable. As you folks know, it is an expensive place. You better bring your wallets ready to spend, but it is quite an experience. The energy. You walk around the streets, you see folks are so relaxed, so clean. Everything's tip-top, on time, working like a fine Swiss watch. We had great meetings. We did a lot of planning. And pretty soon, we will officially have a registered entity taking advantage of all of the great benefits that are afforded to companies, citizens, residents of Switzerland for private and enterprise privacy, encryption. I mean, we fit right in with the products and offerings that we have. Really, there's no better place to run a business like this from. It was also a great time. It's been about 2 years that Mr. Alex has been working here with us. We have not been able to zero in on a day to meet face to face, so it was quite exciting for both of us. We talk every day, just like Brad and the rest of the team. So putting a face to the name and to the voice was a very special moment here for us, and we had a wonderful time. Fantastic gentleman, super tall if you ever get to meet him. He's a big boy, that's for sure. And pretty soon here in 2 days, he'll be turning 30 years old. If you are in his DMs, I think just about everybody in here who's been on board the Ark for some time has had the pleasure of asking him a question, getting some tech support, or having him listen to your ideas. So if you want to reach out and wish him a happy birthday, that is just in 2 days, March 16th. We were able to secure also our official phone number in Switzerland. So we do have that, folks. Part of having a business is having your own phone number in Switzerland. So that's already here. That's on board. Development's going great. We had a sprint today. Brett's going to talk about it here just shortly and tell us everything we saw and how things are developing and moving forward. We also want to give you an update as the 15th is the last date, potential date that we had announced for Quant going live. Unfortunately, we are still in the testing phase. We don't have an exact time. You got to remember, folks, that when you're doing copy trading, latency is extremely important, and it's something that you want to make sure when we're talking here, hundreds of millions of dollars are in the balance. We're not the only copy traders in the system. We understand that we have to be very careful. We have to be very diligent, and everything needs to work perfectly. We're not in a rush. We want to make sure that they are putting the system through its paces. Everything's happening in Binance. There's been a lot of development also happening with Binance. We are also in our process to give you more information of our Binance account, and that's being done through a Swiss entity as well. So that's still in the works. So we thank you all for your patience. We're going to keep you updated. What I can tell you as some alpha, if you want, write this down, folks. In the testing, the results that have been happening, I believe, for the past 15 days are just mind-blowing. I'm not going to give you an exact number. I do not want to set super high expectations, but what we have been able to hear back as to what the traders doing is absolutely wonderful. And we really hope to soon be live and to soon be trading and be able to share those results here live from our own funds, from our own capital that's going in. So we're very excited, and it just adds another layer of confidence to be able to see in action the results. So stay tuned. I don't know if it'll be another week or another 2 weeks, however long it takes. Believe me, folks, it is absolutely worth it. And we understand the great opportunity that we have here. It is results driven. It is past performance indicating. And we have said it here time and time again. We truly believe from our experience, past performance generally equals future performance. So no better place to be. I think if we will have any regrets is that we didn't go bigger. But at the same time, we want to have this first round, this first investment, bring the results in. And for the folks that came into Quant, we believe you're going to be extremely, extremely happy. You're going to be extremely grateful. And these days of having the patience and letting the testing take place is a part of it. This is all very new and very exciting for us to have this opportunity. Boy, have we been waiting a very long time to be able to get in and have the seat at the table and be able to get involved. With that, see if there's anything else from my end that we need to share here with you folks. I think that's pretty much it.
You covered it.
Yeah, right?
No, I think we did have an update on the card program for the Euro. I don't know if you wanted to mention that.
Yes, well, we have two updates there, actually. The Terra card is still, there's an API issue with the bank that they've been resolving. We're not able to load. We're able to use the cards. I know Florida Realtor, he's a big time Terra user. Hello, Florida Realtor, good to see you here, sir. If you have a balance on Terra, you're able to use it. The loading of Terra is right now paused on our end, their end, as they're fixing it. They had told us Monday, Tuesday, we should be resolved. We still have not received a green light. We need to let them do what they're doing. However, on the Air card side, primarily the Euro card, we've been able to increase the rate to 1,500 euros per card. I use that card on a daily basis. It is an absolute winner. Boy, so simple, seeing your balances. I couldn't imagine a better product. So having the opportunity to increase the amount per card, I know does help a lot of folks, because for the fee that you're paying to issue the card, you're getting a lot more bang for your buck. So that's quite fantastic. And another part of that is that the way the system was set up before, we had to have stock of the 50 card, the 100 card, the 250, the 500, and the 1,000 euro card. That is no more. Now we will not experience issues as we did before, where someone wants to buy a 500 euro card and it is not available. They'd have to go to the 250 or the 1,000. And unfortunately, the way the system worked before, we were not able to see the stock exactly live. So this eliminates that uncomfortable situation that if one of those pieces is out of stock, the customer's not able to pick that up. He'd have to change and try again. Here, you can go through the spectrum. If you want to get a card for 948 euros, you're able to choose that, and we'll load it for you. So it simplifies it. Endless stock available. Really no limits as to what we can push out in a day. So that is quite fantastic. And we've also made an upgrade on our USD card to shift on over from our last provider to the same provider that we're using for the Euro card that we're absolutely in love with, and that's a USD card. However, that does have a $1,000 limit. Now, here's the key. Here's the interesting part. You could purchase the Euro card. You could go for the 1,500 euro, which is probably around 1,620 USD, depends on the exchange rate. So you're getting more dollars, say $1,620 loaded. And there is no difference because at the end of the day, both the USD card and the Euro card at the banking level are denominated in US dollars. The advantage of the Euro card is if you're in Europe and you're using the card and you're paying in euros, there is no exchange fee. So it's a huge win for the Europeans. But at the end of the day, the settlement will always truly be on the back end in the US dollar denomination. So for the folks that want to use the Euro card in America, you're able to get a lot more bang for your buck if you actually just get the Euro card. It's the same thing, folks. It's that simple. So that does it for me here with my updates so far. We're going to do a Q&A after. We're going to do our breathing session here after. But right now, folks, it is time for Mr. Brett to bring us the good news. Tell us what's going on. Had a great sprint today, sir. It was amazing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've got a lot of, we've been doing a lot in the test net, and just a lot of little tweaks and changes and things to the UI have been made across the board for the email, the D drive, which is our storage module, as well as the password manager, a lot of little tweaks and upgrades. Everything on that end is working, and we're kind of coming to a close with the email, the storage, as well as the password manager. And now the focus has been shifting over to the VPN. We got to see the live connection today. We do have access to the entire network of decentralized nodes for this VPN. So it's pretty amazing. We have thousands of nodes we can access in every continent across the world. So it's a great product in terms of coverage. And we're just making some tweaks to the UI to make it super useful and be able to connect to a node that you feel most comfortable with in your local area or outside your local area, depending on what you're trying to achieve. We are using WireGuard and V2Ray technology on all of those. And so you have different options. V2Ray is a real obfuscation type technology where it basically can allow you to connect outside of jurisdictions that may be restricted, but still operate in those jurisdictions. So if you're trying to access, let's say, Netflix over in the United States, that's perfectly fine. You can connect through that. V2Ray technology is kind of cutting edge, but it allows, basically it fools the internet service provider to believe that you're in another location, and it can circumvent all of these government restrictions that are currently in places like China and things like that. So that's where V2Ray was initially developed, and we're implementing it here. So it's kind of a real cutting edge technology in terms of VPN technology. And this type of application won't come from your traditional centralized VPN service. We also have a large list of residential IPs. So people that are worried about using a data center or going through, a commercially run VPN node does have access to residential IPs. So that's a real win as well. They, give different benefits depending on what you're using the VPN for. But if you're really looking to be anonymous online, this is kind of a must-have and best-in-class product in terms of the capabilities, the bandwidth, the performance of it, but then also the true ability to hide your IP and not be tracked, no footprints, no logging, zero logging, all those good things that most people look for in a VPN. But this takes it one step further. So we couldn't be happier with how this is turning out. The VPN's the last piece of kind of the core pieces of the application that will be in the launch product. So we have the email, the storage, password manager, the VPN. We are adding the calendar as well in parallel with all of the testing and things that we're going to be doing. Appreciate all of the interest and emails that I've gotten from people. If you are interested in being part of the beta test and you didn't get in the first round, I'm still adding to the list. We're looking towards the end of this month to put that together. We still have to get our production server up and running. We're in the process of doing that now. So getting that all configured, moving the app over. But we do have some things that we want to finish up prior to the beta test starting. So I'm thinking we're going to give a good month or so of beta testing depending on the feedback and where we're at. We also still need to build the web store and our admin panel, which are two important things to have, reporting and things like that in place so that we can see where there's any bottlenecks or hiccups or problems that users are running into. But otherwise, we're, in a great place, I think, and the demo went really smooth today. Things are looking good. As I mentioned, we've made a lot of improvements just out of the gate. Of course, we're not going to catch everything, which is why we are heading into this beta phase, which will be very important to get a good look at everything, both on desktop, mobile, different device types, different browser types, but then also different user behaviors. Can people figure out and navigate through things without being led too much, and just make sure that we have everything, in the most professional manner put forward as possible, not just from a design standpoint, but then also little helps and tool tips and all the little details you'd expect to see in an app with this kind of complexity. When you hover over things, does it have a little description that pops up? Do we make sure that when you're deleting items that there's a warning so that when you permanently delete something, you're aware that you're doing that, and then allow you to click and continue, and then also the turn off the reminders if you want to. All of the different app settings and things we went through today with like email signatures and the default settings, and then what are the advanced settings if you're looking to adjust or change things, how it behaves for use personally. So yeah, just a lot of little details that we're ironing out right now, but still on track to hit beta this month. And then we'll be gathering all of that feedback, making continuous changes on the fly and pushing out, new versions to the beta team. And then once we're in a good solid position, we have the web store up and running. We have the calendar finished and all of our testing is ready. Then we will head to launch. So yeah, getting closer. Can't wait to kind of reveal things to everyone, at least to our beta testing group, so people can see what we've been working on under the hood. And that's about it. Anything you wanted to add to that, Atlas? I know you were on the demo today, so it looks impressive.
Yeah, very impressive. Love the way it's coming together, the way it looks, the UI, the functionality. It's fantastic. Very proud of the work that's being done. You've been definitely bringing a big time winner here for us, working with developers every single day, keeping them in line, cracking the whip, and we got to give them the really the respect, how fast they've been able to build this, and understanding that everything here has been built from scratch in such a short amount of time. You look at a company like Proton Mail, 11 years, and out of the gate, we're stomping, we're banging on everybody out there in the whole sector, bringing decentralization to the forefront, not as an option. Telegram's a great application for communications, messaging, VCs, groups, but encryption it's not a default, right? You have to have private conversations that you have to set up, and why would you ever trust that a company like Telegram will truly give you end-to-end tunnel encryption? So I believe that we are poised for great success. We are coming to an industry that is only going to grow, and we're setting ourselves far and away apart, above and beyond what's out there, by offering what a lot of these companies have separately, but not all under one umbrella, and really nobody doing it in a decentralized format. So from every angle, I think it is a true no-brainer that we're coming to the market, and we're coming strong and people will be hearing about what we have created. We have also been working for many months on the right relationships so that right out of the gate, I think you folks are going to be very surprised as to what we have planned. And it really comes down to going to very large communities and user bases and pretty much from the start, being able to take off with a user base that is not dependent on, what do we have, 5,600 customers, investors, here at ARK, but we're talking, times 30x potential of users that we're able to tap into and who really have a need, who have an interest for a product like this that is just groundbreaking. And, taking the best of encryption and zero knowledge and putting it out there, doing everything the right way to the point of even having a corporate entity in Switzerland to protect ourselves as developers and a company, but also every single person in the world, regardless of, what country they live, providing them these tools where they understand that they're in a system that is having their best interests at heart. And we're in a location that we're not going to fall under any undue pressure, whether that's from, America authorities or European. We are under the safety and protection of Swiss law, which has been proven time and time again to not just be talk or to be some sort of a fantasy. It is absolutely real. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, do some research, understand the protections that entities as well as citizens and residents of that country have when it comes to their privacy, as well as the protection by, courtiers and any type of interest from other authorities from around the world. They definitely work a very, very different manner, and they do protect their citizens and corporations. Let's get this crypto, folks. Thank you, Brett, for that wonderful update. We thank you all for being here and for your patience. We definitely enjoy to be able to be here live with you. We're going to do a Q&A here right after. And after that, we're going to do a breathing session with Coach Roberto coming live from always warm, always sunny Miami. We hope that you're enjoying yourself in your personal life, in your work endeavors, especially in the markets out there. I mean, talk about, movement. The institutions are definitely coming in and showing your hands. But do always remember, folks, what we've always told you probably thousands of times by now, and that's pay yourselves. If you have profit on the table, take it, folks. If you think for a minute that Wall Street is not going to dump on you, be careful. They absolutely will. We've known BlackRock has manipulated the gold market. They've been, fined. We know the games that these big hedge funds and institutions play when it comes to stocks and to ETFs and commodities, time and time again. And I'm almost seeing that the retail folks are a little weary, but they're starting to get into the whole hype phase and the FOMO. And that's where you need to be the most careful, folks. That's where you need to be selling. That doesn't mean we can't go to 100K or 130. I mean, anything could happen. But I think the higher we go, the more you should be taken off the table. And having a nice little, bag that's just pure profit is always a smart move. Not financial advice, as they say, folks, but do be careful. Do pay yourselves. And enjoy the process. Enjoy those profits. Let's get this crypto. Sheesh.
Yeah, let's get this crypto.
Oh, god damn! Oh, yeah, let's get this crypto.